Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is a singular honor I have to address you, unfortunately not physically in your presence as I am on travel abroad, but to address you on this occasion when you are all gathered at a bursary and educational event to be celebrated yourselves as people who share the goodness of what society can give. I have been invited as chairman of this occasion to speak to the youth and to speak to the mentors and to speak to those who offer educational paradigms in our country and in our state. The Enugu West Academy is one result of how education can happen and of how goodness can be multiplied. The distinguished Senator Osita Ngwu has taken it upon himself to break the bread, not just to eat himself, but to multiply the loaves. What started as a mustard seed in Ngwu, trying to access young people who could not pass their exams over many years of trying to get JAMB and admissions, and when he engaged himself in trying to offer some educational assistance to these young persons in that community, has now grown into the entire Enugu West Academy and is still growing to become a model of how education, being appreciated, can become a tool for societal transformation. I would like to congratulate very specifically Honorable Osita Ngwu, our distinguished senator, for making your life a gift that others may share in it. There are a lot of privileged people in our society, but sometimes the larger numbers of people around them do not feel this privilege. But you've made yourself a moment of reconciliation, a moment of generation of the goods along the lines of what Enugu state government in general is doing today, that it can be good for everybody. Because when the common good is satisfied, then discontent is reduced. Education is at the heart of every community. Education is the center upon which development can happen. Without education, people cannot be. And that's why when psychologists teach us that the human being is made up of body, mind, and soul, the body is the physical thing which all creation shares. Animals share it. Trees have body, water, nature. But mind is that where the reflection on the being, the reflection of existence takes place. And that is that moment where rationality comes in. That's why we are human beings who are thinking beings. Aristotle will call the human being a homo rationalis, a person who can resolve, who can research, who can think history, yesterday, today, and tomorrow, who can stay somewhere and connect with the rest of the world. And then the human being has a soul, that which is even beyond that, the touchable, the transcendental moment of our being. So body, mind, and soul is what education cultivates. Education helps us to find out that as you eat and drink and become truly human, you will also think and research and share that thought with others. And as we go even into the world of beautifying and replenishing the soul, you build a link between past, present, and future. In fact, unto eternity. It is education that makes us possible. Education has two levels. One is the level of the formal education. One is the level of the informal education. But when you even come to education generally, we have values-based education, where not only reading and writing, but character formation and moral integrity happens. What we do, like what the Catholic Institute for Development, Justice and Peace does in this part of the world, is to escalate the fact that without education, a people cannot build. Without education, a people cannot progress. Without education, a people cannot reach the heights of civilization. Great civilizations are founded on knowledge, and that knowledge is founded on virtue, on goodness. I look around me and I see so many young people and so many young faces. They are poor, they are sick, and they die young, and they have no access, no access to money, no access to education, no access to resources. What Osita tries to do through the Enugu West Academy is to create now a moment of access, that people can get money, go to school, get bursaries, go to school, learn, be mentored, be structured, be formalized, and be brought into a community of young people across the state, across our country, who are interconnected with one another, who are learning the same things and are growing upon this knowledge. This is why I must congratulate the founders of Enugu West Academy, having grown now from the Ngwu model to become now something for the entire Enugu West, and then moving beyond that even to Enugu State in general, and then Nigeria as a whole. And many of us have shared bursaries in our own lives. I was a young man of 20 when I was asked to go to the Jesuit community in Innsbruck in Austria. I got a scholarship. I left the shores of Nigeria, not speaking German, but I went to Austria. I started learning German. I grew in the and I had a scholarship, full scholarship. I could read, I could study, I could live, and I even got pocket money every month. With that, I grew up. I finished my bachelor's, did my master's degree in philosophy and theology, did my doctorate degrees in jurisprudence, in theology, in ethics, and came back to Nigeria at the age of 30. I'd finished my 2 PhDs at the age of 30. And I came down and started building. But all that we can say we achieved through the Catholic Institute for Justice and Peace, through our own individual effort, has been someone put something into us. Someone opened the gates that we can climb on and open more gates for others. I've always told a lot of people, genius is not about you being a genius. Genius is about opportunity. When you are given an opportunity, you can be a genius. You cannot be a genius living in your home when you don't have opportunity. So we have opportunity. You young people I'm addressing, thank God that you have someone, you have some people, you have a government that is open to you and wants to address and progress you. In so doing, all of us become members of a larger community. You lose nothing when you train some other person. You lose nothing when you bursary and give some people mentorship and scholarship. In fact, you gain everything because you multiply the loaves. As Christians, we always teach that Jesus Christ himself, while he was alive, gave people bread. They said there are only 5 bread and 2 fish. He multiplied the bread and 5,000 ate and 12 baskets still remained. Because when you share, more comes. It's when you are stingy and greedy and refuse to share that you close doors which will be open to many others. And those who share and give, sharers and givers never lack. They continue to get. And that's our prayer. So you, the young people who are being mentored through this program, through this bursary and scholarship event, don't take it for granted. Take it that you have been nurtured to become who God has destined you to be. And when you become that, don't stop at yourself. Look around you to favor others, to give others what you have received. It's like a game. When we were younger, we did games, the sackcloth, running. You run into a sackcloth and you pass the button to another person. The person racking the sack, some fell. It was always a moment of laughter. But you pass the button to another person until one eventually came to the end. It is a transgenerational activity. Education in the past was oral. Our grandfathers did not have that opportunity. But education in the present is something you find in the world of the digital mysteries and miracles happening around us, in the world of the virtual realities, in the world of technology, of the entire thing about artificial intelligence, that today you are interconnected with the rest of the world in the velocity, the speed with which information is shared. So that goes beyond the classroom. That goes beyond the bibliothèque, what we call the library. That touches now all human beings at any part of the world. You can stay here in Eden and connect people elsewhere. Allow that opportunity to be yours. Don't waste it. Hard work, seriousness, focus, and virtue. Avoid vice. Be serious with your lives. Some people live for nothing and die for nothing. Don't be part of that. Live for a purpose. Have a purpose in your life. Have an aim, a vision, and a mission. The Enugu West Academy has a vision statement, and that vision statement is to multiply the goodness of sharing educational models that many more can grow and become who God intended them to be. Congratulations, all of you. Congratulations for this bursary. The first set, this is actually the second set receiving bursary from the larger Enugu West. It started already many years ago in Ngwu. Many of you who are recipients, take it serious. You are helping your parents are eased, and you are building a friendship beyond just those you know. So your groups will now become those in the future who will mentor many, many other people. Congratulations once again. God bless you. Unfortunately, I cannot be present for this event like I said at the beginning. I'm on travels abroad to Switzerland, where I'm motivating people, talking to the youth also in those parts of the world, to grow and continue the good work of networking at this level on a global level, on global citizenship, on global interconnectedness, that here on earth, all of us must be doing that good work which God started in creation.